let's do that here. Let's say, for instance, that you have a 5.2 volt charge needed for this electronic device. We don't know what it is, but this is what it states. And I will like bring it down to this. I want you to do the following. I want you to immediately get these 4 pieces of information out of that tolerance. So min, max, tolerance, and nominal. These are the 4 pieces I want you to extract from any tolerance I throw at you. Okay? So the min, I hope that's obvious that it's 5.2 minus, it happens to be 0 here. So we're going to go minus 0, which is 5.2 volts. Don't forget your units. Okay? So the lowest voltage for this device that it can get to for it to operate properly is 5.2 volts. The maximum is 5.2. In this case, it's plus 1.2. So that is 6.4 volts. The tolerance, I always want you to find it using this formula, max. If you subtract the highest and the lowest, that's when you get the tolerance, like the range of acceptable values, which happens to be 1.2 volts. What's the nominal? Let's see if you can get me that. Yeah, Gino? 5.2, it's this one right here. I'm actually going to go arrow that I just read it off of that. In fact, the front number, if there's ever a big number in front of this thing, that is your nominal guaranteed. Which one of these 4 formats doesn't have a big number in front? This one has, this one has, this one has, this one does not. And I'll tell you a little secret. I will not ask you for the nominal on a test when it's like this. Okay, I will only ask you for nominal in these 3 formats here. So you don't have to really sweat it that much. Okay, let's say I asked you now, it's like, hey, write this in this format. So we can go arrow this way. The nominal is 5.2 volts. Then we go plus or minus 1/2 the tolerance. And the tolerance is right here, 1.2 volts. This is, so let's rewrite it in a different format. Minimum, this format right here. Minimum, we go grab it, 5.2 volts. Minimum tells me that I'm going to go minus 0 volts plus whatever my tolerance is. My tolerance is 1.2 volts right here. And then I'm going to go to this format here, which says to state your max. Right? I take my max and I go plus 0 volts. I'm just reading it off of this one, right? Minus the tolerance, so minus 1.2 volts. So I'm going from here to here to here to here, and the last one is this one, which is just saying state the max and the min like this. So I've gone through all 4 formats. I'm going to box them in now. And you're like, Mr. Dirksen, didn't you just do this one? Didn't we repeat this one here? Looks exactly the same. Yes, doesn't matter. I just showed you how to show this tolerance in all four ways. And all you need to do, listen carefully, is have these things written down on your study sheet so you know which pieces of information to draw out of this. Okay? Because when you extract all that information, these four things, that will allow you to answer in any format you would like. Okay? How about if we put a little 1 here, this is format 1. If we put a little 2 here, this is format 2. A little 3, this is format 3. And this is 4, format 4. One more. I will ask you to try this before I give you the AC. Okay? So if I were to give you this, 175.32 decibels plus 1.72 decibels, I'm pretty sure this would blast your ears already, but I'm just making this up, so it's okay. Decibels is right, that's how you measure sound. The frequency, right, the volume. And I want you to fill in this. I want you to fill in these four things down here. These four things given this, and then write it in all four formats. Okay. This is where the risk is so low if you get this wrong. Right? Just do it right now and then correct it once I go over it. Okay? So get your feet wet and try that. Okay. That's how you get your min. And that's 172.91 decibels. Don't forget your units. Max 175.32 plus 1.72. If you get that, that's 177.04 decibels. Okay. Tolerance, we take our max, we subtract our min, and we get 4.13 decibels. Let me just put that higher up on your screen there. Nominal, it's the big number always. I allow you to go NA because there's that one format where it's only min and max. You can go NA if you want, but a lot of textbooks will go halfway. Okay. So it depends on which format you want. If you want to do this one, max and min, if you want to do that first, just go ahead and read it off, like 177.04 decibels, and your min is 172.91 decibels. This is one format right there. The other one is nominal plus or minus half the tolerance. That's the other format, right? So you just go ahead and grab your nominal from your checklist, and then you go plus or minus half of the tolerance, which is 4.13 decibels. Done. I'm going to box that in because that's my second format. Oh, can't see that there, but that's 4.13. Make sure you get that right. So you're not confused as to where I got that from, right? The next format is min minus 0 plus tolerance, right? This should be on your study sheet, okay? You shouldn't have to memorize this. So you go grab your min, which is 172.91. Don't forget your units. Do not lose marks because you're not putting units in. That'd be too bad, right? All that work. That's that one. And the next one is max plus 0, can't go any higher, minus tolerance, right? So you go grab your max, 177.04 decibels plus 0 decibels minus the tolerance, which I'm just going to read off, it's 4.13 decibels. There are your 4 formats, right? Stated right there. How does this start? This all starts, folks, by just making this checklist, reading this thing and just filling in these things first, and then you should go ahead and just, in no particular order, just state the tolerances in the 4 formats we've studied. Okay? If you know how to do that, there's going to be a question at the end of the AC which asks you to do something like this. Okay? So you got to be able to do that without. So I'm going to proceed with that.